didn't go nowhere. Like I ate it. So I don't know. The disassociative behavior, I think, is just how our mothers probably learned to cope on their own, because my mom would when it was the most stressful, that's when she would check out. And so there were a lot of times where I was raising my sister because she could not handle it. And it was, she was not stable. She couldn't. So she would just sit on the couch. I remember come home after work, not even take off her coat, shoes, nothing, no dinner, no nothing. I would have to make dinner, first of all. But she would just stare at the wall, and we'd try to talk to her and she just would not respond. And I'm like, Mom, do you have any idea how scary that was when I was 9?
Yeah.
I didn't know what you were doing. You were just there, but not there.
And that was your normal, which is really messed up for a little kid.
If you spoke to her in the wrong way,
she just snapped.
And that was worse. So you just knew.
Did your mother get violent with you?
I was going to ask that.
It was violent too.
I remember connecting with kids in school, the Latino kids, by sharing our stories of how we got beaten at home.
Right.
And we laughed about it.
Yeah. Well, that's how we were coping with it.
Yeah, that's true. Make a joke out of it.
Yeah, it's so funny. Let's make a list of all the things I've been hit with.
Literally, when I showed up to school with a black eye one time, and then this kid made fun of me and I broke down crying. But then after that, that's the only way I could talk about it, was making fun of myself. My ass showed up in school with a black eye. And I was like, I don't know, I probably fucking fell on the door or something. But that's not what happened.
It's sad.
So,
it's so sad. It makes me think of...
but I'm never mad. I can't, because I know, I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I would have done under the same circumstances.
We don't know. And the thing is, I would hope that for me, when I have kids of my own, that I'm able to control my anger in a way that's not going to hurt my kids.
I don't have any though, is because I'm too scared to do that. I know I joke a lot about, it's because I have disposable. It's not.
You're afraid of the cycle.
I just can't anymore with that.
But you acknowledging it alone is a way to break it,
But I mean, my family, asks, so they never ask about my successes. It's always so when are you having your first kid? And I'm like, I'm not, because y'all bitches ruined it.
You need to send them that picture of the dogs in their 5-year album.
But it's
that's your kids now. It's okay. You have plant babies. I think that I don't know what the deal is about people, specifically women, upholding motherhood as this ultimate version of being a woman.
I mean, no knocking the women that do have children.
I believe that anyone can be a mother. Mm-hmm. But I also believe that you are no less of a woman if you'd never experienced motherhood for whatever reason it is.
Right.
Period. And I hate when women act because they expelled a human out of their body, that they are somehow better than other humans who identify as women, but they don't see them as women because of that biological thing.
Well, then I'm not a woman. Then I'm an alien. Fuck it. Just kidding.
It's narrow-minded, is what I think.
It's I don't have time to explain it to y'all, so I just don't. Cause
I don't
have the energy to do it. I'm like, okay, so you had kids, cool, bye.
I don't know. I'm really into the idea of creating my chosen family.
And same. But I love the shit out of my friends' babies.
Oh my God, me too.
I love children.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not going to discredit you for having those children because they bring joy.
I'm going to be the best aunt ever.
I'm
going to spoil the kids, and then when I'm done and I'm tired, I'll just send them back to my sister's house.
There you go.
And then she'll deal with it. It's fine.
That's how I feel about my nephew.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful babies, and we just don't want to hurt them. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't go and have their kids, is because they value their lives as autonomous humans without the burden of a child. Because it is a bit of a burdensome endeavor, and if you don't think it is, then fuck you, because parents need assistance.
I've literally gotten videos of my nephew when he was still a toddler, and he had taken poop out of his diaper and just smeared it everywhere. Do I want to do that? Do I want to clean up baby shit first thing in the morning? No.
No one
I
does.
really
Or in the
don't.
middle of the night, or
No, or
every 2
ever.
hours.
But those kids are the future. They're like, I'm sorry, but I am so done with old people.
Children are the future.
Do you know how many adult diapers with that you and I combined have probably changed?
A full dumpster and then some. Couple of dumpsters worth
I
of diapers.
forgot you worked
City
in a,
blocks of
in a
dumpsters.
elder facility.
Yeah, I worked. I was gonna be a nurse once upon a time.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember it because I wasn't there, but I remember you
Yeah,
I
talking
mentioned
about
it because it really influenced the way that I see people. I appreciate people and their youth in a different way. Like I understand the human body and the human experience on a whole nother level.
It actually changed the way that I live my life because seeing what is their life and what is important is actually a huge part of why I still tried to, like, even though my mom and I had a rocky relationship for a while, that was what I subconsciously was like, I gotta get over this shit because I am holding on to too much, because they would say the same thing. Family is
holding
what's
on to
most
that's
important.
gonna make you sick, you
Right,
know?
and it's gonna make me a sour person
and sad. It's just sad.
like, what's the point? So what if it would? But, and that's like, I get it. Like, there is an anger, but at the same time, I'm like, I need to get the fuck over it because my mom did a lot. So
I think a lot of it is also understanding when it's healthy to try to nourish something like that back, and when it's healthy to just step back and not engage anymore, because there is a thin line between that.
Yeah.
And I think all of us have to understand that sometimes you're not going to be able to engage with your Trump supporting grandma in the same way anymore.
Ooh, your grandma?
Oh, no, I'm not talking about her grandma.
That's why I didn't talk. Like, I had to put distance at some point though, because I was like, I can't even handle
But I mean,
this.
there's just, you have to
It's
understand.
okay. I have an uncle that's a naturalized citizen that's a Trump
my
supporter.
father-in-law believes in the flat Earth.
Don't get it.
We all
What?
have. There's always one in the family.
That guy is awful. I'm sorry. Like,
Dude,
You should kick him off the edge.
good night.
Good night. Buenas noches. Bon nuit. Wait, what
Wait,
the fuck?
be neighborly.
Yes, sorry.
If you enjoyed this episode, you can help us out by subscribing on your podcast app and leaving a rating or review. Find Hey Neighbor on Facebook or on Twitter at HeyNeighborPod. Feel free to leave us feedback or conversation ideas. You can also email us at heyneighborpodcast@gmail.com. Bye, neighbors.